Here's a good article. It comes out of The Hill. Appeals court strikes down gun ban for people with domestic violence restraining orders. This was a group of judges, all Trump appointees, who struck this gun ban down. If you know anything about restraining orders, aka injunctions, they are when another person takes you to court fearful of you, and they attempt to get an injunction signed by a judge that stops you from coming within 100 feet of them, 200 feet of them, whatever they decide at the time. This is a very, very serious matter. I've actually had it done against me on one occasion by a physician down here in Florida, who I have caught red-handed billing my insurance company for visits that I never went to, billing my wife's insurance plan for visits she never went to. This was an Indian American doctor, and they are known for fraud in insurance. If you just Google Medicare fraud, for instance, Indian American doctors, boom, the articles will pop up. So she attempted to do this to me after I submitted complaints to the Department of Health, to my insurance company, and she got real pissed off. I was a money maker for her. Once a month, $135, $135. She never writes refills on medication, so when she would phone in a refill, she would charge you for an office visit. Unlike the physician I have now, I see him once every 6 months. I get 6 months supply, 90-day supply at a time. Refills, no problem. So when you have one of these injunctions served against you, this particular woman signed a sworn affidavit in the court stating that I had threatened her, I had threatened her husband, I had threatened her children, who I don't even know. She lives about 40 miles away from me, down south. All bullshit. Needless to say, I went out and hired a criminal defense attorney to accompany me to the courthouse, and the bitch never showed up in court. So I wasted this attorney's fee because I did not want to have this against me, where, you know, you have one of these injunctions or domestic violence restraining orders, you're not allowed access to firearms or ammunition. So this is something to take seriously. But this was clearly a retaliation technique. After complaints were made against the business, she thought this was the best way to go, to retaliate against me, instead of answering the actual allegations against her. So this was, again, struck down by 5 Trump-appointed. The Fifth Circuit, no, it's a 3-judge panel, I'm sorry, it's the Fifth Circuit, all nominated by Republican presidents, ruled that the law was no longer constitutional under the Supreme Court's landmark expansion of Second Amendment rights last summer. So this is a good thing. I mean, it happens all the time. You got these crazy husbands, and the wife gets a restraining order against him, and the guy comes back the next day and shoots her anyway. So a piece of paper is not going to prevent people from doing violent acts. You know that. It just, again, punishes the good guy who has something ruled against him by a judge. But this is a very good start here to overturning this sick law. Why they have that in there, I don't know. When the sheriff actually came to my door and served me with the papers, I asked him, I said, what is this bullshit, man? You know, just talking to him one-on-one. I said, do I need an attorney for this? And the first question he said to me, are you a gun guy? I said, yeah. He says, well, if I were you, I'd get an attorney, because if this is ruled against you, you'd have to give up everything that you have in the house. You can't even have one round in the house. You'd be subjected to further criminal charges. So I did what he said, got the attorney, but she never showed up anyway, so it was dismissed. And she will get hers. Karma will get her back one way or the other. So this is a good law. Again, if people are going to come after you, try and kill you. I've been in courts with my next door neighbor, tried to burn my house down once. I had to get a restraining order against him. It lasted a year, but he had since moved away. So these are things that go on pretty routinely in courts. It keeps the courts busy. Court clerks, attorneys, judges. It's just another revolving door of the court. That's how they work down here in Florida. Lock people up. Oh, God. The sheriff just locks you up. You got to go to court. You got to get a bail bondsman. You got to go back to court. All those people they keep employed, judges, defense attorneys, prosecutors. It's just a round-robin circle jerk of keeping people employed. It is ridiculous. All right. This is a good one. Good whatever decision by this appeals court, I feel anyway. Everyone's opinion will differ. All right, I'll put the link.